Hello, I'm Lisa Fry, the Catholic Unschooler, and today I am going to try for the very first time to unschool myself to make, I guess, a veggie burger. Let's go. So this is what I did. I went to the store, I think I was at Trader Joe's, and I saw the veggie burgers. Now, I say to myself, I can do that probably. Let's give it a shot. So I take a snapshot of the ingredients, and then I come home, buy the ingredients, and then I try it out. So today we're going to try it using black-eyed peas. I got Goya here. I'm sure you can use any brand. I would. I just happened to see this. And I'm looking at the carbs, and it says there's 19 grams in a half a cup. Now that is a lot. And this makes up 6% of the total carbs. Now, I do believe if you have fiber, there's a way to go about it, which is 20%. Wow. That's 5 grams, okay? That you can get away with eating it because it has a lot of fiber for you. So, I know we're supposed to have, I think, anywhere from 20 to 50 carbs a day if you want to stay healthy. All right, so let me try to do that. We're going to dice up 1 onion, okay? Okay, I took a skillet with a little bit of butter and a little bit of olive oil because I like the way that butter makes onions taste. Okay, I'm making sure that it's all covered with the butter and the oil. I'm going to saute that. We're not going to burn it because when you burn your food, you kill it. It's probably bad enough that we're even cooking it at all, to be honest. Okay, so you cut it up to any size that you would like it in the burger. I don't want it completely tiny because I like that feel of the crunch and the flavor. The more onions, the better. Okay, I got my food processor and I'm putting the can of beans into it. Okay, I drained the water out. I'm going to place it in a bowl. Okay, I'm doing another can. When I drained it out, I drained most of it out, but there was still a tiny stream of fluid in the can dripping out. It wasn't like a drip drip, so just to let you know that there was a tiny bit of moisture in there. Okay, so I don't mind. See how there's some that are not processed? So I'm going to I don't mind them in there, but I'm just gonna go over it just to kind of squish them down so that they're not so noticeably in there. All right, I've never done this before in my life, the way that I'm doing it right now. I have made veggie burgers in the past, but I was using like wheat products, and I don't want to eat wheat because I know for me, they are an inflammatory on my body, and they cause me to retain water, and gain weight. Okay, before I add my onions, I would imagine adding all my herbs now and spices. Now, even though I have onions coming, I am a big believer in minced onion. I am a fan. So I filled up a whole capful, and we'll throw that in. Oregano, I have a whole capful here. More onion. This is onion powder. This makes everything better. Garlic powder, very, very healthy. Basil. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary there. Now you do whatever you like. Okay, and we're going to mix all this up. I'm not going to add salt and I'm not going to add pepper, even though I know for a fact it would be wonderful. We have some sensitive stomachs in the home, so I'm going to avoid those here. Okay, so mix that up thoroughly. The more I mash it up, because my food processor didn't do it all, I would imagine it's sticking better. Now you could add eggs. I don't have any at the moment, so I can't do that. And like I said, I don't want to add breadcrumbs, so I might just add some flaxseed, because that is good for protein as well. We don't need too much protein in our lives, so let's remember that. All right, so I would imagine it's holding together better. You could take a replacement for egg, and that would be flaxseed with some water. It'll give you the measurements on the package, and that is an egg replacement. We could do that if we find that it's hard. to hold together. I'm in the mood for parsley. All right, we all know that turmeric, especially with pepper, works the best. But like I said, I'm leaving pepper out for now. Anti-inflammatory as well. We'll sprinkle this in there as well. All right, plus it gives it a really nice color. This is really great in soups. Okay, now I've added the onion, and now we're gonna mix. Maybe you don't like onion. These are great for your belly, digestive system. Okay, this is non-GMO. That means that they did not put an unknown bacteria in the corn to survive all the bug sprays that are out there in the world. It's also organic. There's no salt. I got this at Whole Foods, $3.65. Okay, so
I love that.
We are going to add corn, because how fun would that be? Now this again is going to be high in carbs. Total carbs, 13 grams, that's 5%, okay, in a half a cup. Okay, so I'm going to add this whole can. I'm excited about it. Who doesn't love corn? All right, let's hope it goes well. And we're going to mix that in. How tasty. Now, I am not going to put a bun with all of this. That would just doom all the carbs. But you could add beautiful other veggies to all of this. Let's hope this works, everyone. Let's hope it works. So now I am sauteing some green pepper. Maybe you don't like green pepper. Maybe you prefer red. Maybe you don't want any of them. I love it. So I did chop it down further than the onion. While the peppers are cooking, I took a sliver, see how thin, off of a very small head of cabbage. Okay? I'm going to slice this up really small, dice it and slice it and dice it. And I want cabbage in there because this cleans out the liver. Very, very healthy, very, very important. It's called cruciferous. This is a cruciferous food, right up there with broccoli, radishes. Okay, so let's go. Okay, I chopped it up super fine. This would be a great coleslaw. All right, now you may not want this much. Maybe you want just a little bit. And if you hate cabbage, maybe you could just put even a little bit like that. Maybe like a tablespoon, okay? Just to get it in your diet. Okay, so now it's in. Now we're going to add the green peppers. All right, mixing it up, mixing it up. Nice. So you want to add your veggies. Now for another cruciferous food, we're going to add a little bit of kale. Now these are very potent in taste, so you can add however much you like. To me, it's very, very important, and I find them to be delicious because I know that God made Adam from the earth, and these are from the earth. So it's going to nourish our bodies. Okay, this is the beautiful superfood kale. This is fabuloso for your liveroso. So I sprayed everything down. I sprayed this down with white vinegar and water. Now we're going to chop it up real small so it looks like an herb. Okay, look at that. You would think that this was an herb, right? Throw it all in. Maybe you don't like kale. Maybe you just throw a tiny bit in just to get the benefits, okay? I personally enjoy all of the things that are in my veggie burger, but I do highly recommend putting in something that's going to clean out your liver, and especially if you're trying to lose weight or eating a high-fat diet, which is very healthy. Because if you're trying to lose weight, your fat has to go through your liver and it can get more fatty. So this is the hand that pushes all that healthy fat out. You can add chia seeds to this beautiful meal. Okay, and you can add flaxseed, which I'm going to do just to kind of sort of act like a little bit of the glue like you would with bread. Okay. You could add Dijon mustard to this meal, which I wish I could do, but like I said, we have sensitive stomachs right now, so it's not permitting me to. Okay, just to get that in there, plus it's a very good source of nutrition. You could put nutritional yeast in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a vegan cheese, so as it melts, it will help to stick. Okay, you could use grated cheese to put in there. You could use mozzarella. You can use anything that you want. You are the creator. These are your taste buds. So I found this last night at Wegmans. Is that how you say it? All right. I am not a humongous fan of vegan cheese. We have an orange cheddar, and this is a mozzarella. I do prefer, of course, regular dairy cheese, but I'm trying to do a test to see if my lungs operate better without it, because it is a mucus factor for me, I do believe. So here are your ingredients. I like that it says non-GMO, okay? Because anytime you see canola in a recipe, if it doesn't say this, you're eating unknown bacterias that they purposely put into the plant in laboratories. You can check that out on YouTube as well. Okay, so I like everything in here. I don't have a big problem with it. Tapioca flour, according to the blood type diet, if you're an O blood, it might affect you there. So these were cheaper than the other brands. That's why I chose this. So I'm going to put the mozzarella into... I'm going to put this one. I'm going to sprinkle some in. I'm not a big fan of the flavor, so just a tiny bit to let it melt. All right, not much. This was, I think, $3.99 a bag, which to me, it is a lot of money, you know, for that. All right, and I'm going to sprinkle a little olive oil in there. Okay, and now we're going to fill up our pan with oil, and we're going to assemble these and cook them up. All right, I was just informed that we're going to try to put some pepper and some Himalayan pink salt, which looks like this. You can find it at your local grocery store, Market Basket, wherever. So because this is so high in carbs, we really don't need this to be the size of a burger. As you can kind of see, it just fits on my finger. I had to make sure that it was equal size, okay? And I tried to flatten it around the edges as much as I could, kind of like a wall, right, to keep it strong. So this is ready to roll. I have it on 2 you know, you have the 1 circle or the 2, the 1, even though it's a large pan. I don't want to burn it. I'm actually going to lower it. Okay, we don't want to kill our food, so we don't want to cook it very long. It's really just to melt the cheese. Everything's already soft. You have your cruciferous foods that have to be cooked through a little bit. All right, so here we go. Let's fill up the pan. All right, I turned one over. When you are forming these, you really have to be careful. It does seem to want to break apart. So while you're molding them, try to make sure they're equal so that they're not too thin on the edges and they get really thick up top. Try to make them as equal as you can, and make sure that wall, so as your hand is in this position as you're going around, so you want to build that to be the wall to keep it strong. So I'm not going to cook any more yet until I know that this is going to hold together. So remember I turned it down, bad idea. So I had to, as I was turning these over, they were falling apart. So I turned up the heat, squished it back together. I do think that egg will hold it nice, and if you don't want to use egg, you can make sure that that heat is turned up somewhat so that you'll get that nice crisp. The crisp will be the cover to hold it all together. All right, so here we are here. Let's do a taste test now. This one stayed together because the heat was on high. You could put spinach in there. You could put celery as a great cruciferous food to help your liver. Bon appetito with keto. What's wrong with that? I'm going to add a little Dijon mustard on the side. Let's see how that would taste. So you could probably put it in. All right. I'm going to get that Dijon mustard right there. And we're going to get a forkful. Oh my gosh. Dijon mustard works in this. Oh yeah. I would recommend putting it into the recipe. Well, if you don't want to put it in, put it on. Spread it around. You can put this with bread, but then you're going to have more carbs. You could put it inside lettuce. This is a definite success. So bon appetito with keto. I enjoyed it so much, the Dijon mustard, that I put some in a bowl, separate from sensitive stomachs that may not be able to have this, or maybe you don't like the taste at all, and I'm going to make my own little batch of it. So that way there it's running through. It was delicious. I'm also going to add more of the vegan cheese to hold it together like the glue. All right, I added more pepper because I like pepper and salt. So I added this to my own little plate. I'm going to show you how I form it. All right, so it's about this much in my hand, see? Okay. And I'm forming it, so now it's going to look more rounded. I'm going to add a little more. Okay? And because it's high like that, you have to make it more like a patty. So now I go around, I push on the top gingerly, and I go around to form like the walls, okay? And you can press down to make it flat, but then you need to keep the wall of it, okay? And there it is. Perfect. All right, going in. Be careful when you put it in. It just collapsed a little bit. So don't drop it. Place it. Like the rich do with their dogs with the biscuits in their mouth. They don't throw it in their mouth, they place it. If you're not having luck with holding it together, you can make them into balls. You could just make it into a stir fry, okay? It doesn't have to, I think the egg, or maybe if we add more oil to the actual mixture itself, will help it to stay together. Okay, see the crispiness? We don't want to burn our food because it kills it, but the insides will not be burnt. So it'll be perfect. This is just the glue to hold it together. All right. Olive oil, higher heat. I have it on 4 at the moment. All right. I'm not kidding. The Dijon mustard made it all the better. Oh my gosh. Inside the actual burger. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. It's not even funny. It's kind of scary good. Crazy good. Now, what you could do is you can go to your favorite veggie burgers in the store and look and see what they used for spices. All right, let's go eat more. Watch out, Lisa. Watch out for all the carbs. You could take a bed of lettuce and you could put that burger inside and wrap the lettuce around the burger if you're trying to watch out for carbs and white flour or just grains in general. You could put it in a hamburger roll and put a whole ton of lettuce on top. The sky is the limit. You can do as you please. You can just eat it plain like that. So God bless you. Remember that God is good all the time.